Okay, folks, see that little tiny container? It's kind of blue and it's hanging in that tree. Well, that's what brought me here. And here is a very interesting cemetery. Yep, this is a cemetery. There are no headstones. Okay, there's some information up there about this cemetery. So let's go find out why there's no headstones. We are on the old Sonoma Developmental Center property. It is a gorgeous day, and my intention was not only to get that geocache, but also to look for fall colors today. And I just wondered if perhaps some of the roads out here were open and I could investigate some fall colors out here. But instead, I'll be investigating this cemetery. It looks like this tribute wall is new. I have not ever been on this road out here before. I have been to the Sonoma Developmental Center when it was open and housed many residents. And so this says, okay, we will remember. And they're talking about children in 1891 that came out here when it was called the California Home for Care and Training of the Feeble-Minded Children. And there are 1,640 acres out here. They talk about the treatment and so on and so forth. And this place closed in 2018. The last resident of the Sonoma Developmental Center moved to a house in a nearby community, bringing an end to its 127 years of continuous operation. And these plaques, okay, these are the names of the people buried here. So there is a history, and it is recorded. Some were cremated and buried in, their ashes buried in urns. Wow. Okay. I guess you can hike these trails and ride your bike. Good to know. The cemetery, 1889 to 1962. 1,913 people are buried here. All were residents of the home except for 2 employees. And then they talk about taking out the headstones and making these tributes here. Look at the hills in the background. This is such a gorgeous area. And can you believe we are in November? And I'm walking around in a t-shirt. It's warm. Okay, across the way, we have something. Oh, these are specific family memorials. Oh, yeah. Pictures of the loved ones, family names. Sometimes the plaque is attached to a rock. And then there are all sorts of little placards out there behind, in the field, I guess you would call it. Oh, yeah. They took care of a lot of developmentally delayed patients out here. This was state property, of course. and a state institution. Oh. These look like handmade tributes. Very interesting. Wow. You can see some of the special chairs that they would make for the residents out here. How they would fit the chairs and fit adaptive equipment to them. I am familiar with that sort of thing as an occupational therapist. Yeah, very interesting. Peaceful and lovely. We'll approach the gate here. Sonoma State Home. Well, that's the old name for it. It looks like a park, doesn't it? It's beautiful. Okay, so this is now called the Eldridge Cemetery in honor and memory of those who lived and died at the Sonoma Developmental Center, 1889 to 1962. We remember you. And I'm sure that some people watching this video will remember this state institution. Okay, folks, last look at that cemetery, which was a complete surprise, having never seen it before. And I'm heading down this road, and I'll show you bits and pieces of the old Sonoma State Developmental Center. I almost forgot that I'm looking for fall colors because just being on this property is very interesting to me. I remember when it closed, and there was a lot of uproar from the families who had loved ones in the facility. They did not want to see it closed. This place took care of people that, you know, were very difficult to care for. So I'm not sure where they all went, but I believe they would probably be sent to board and care homes, specialized homes, or maybe even other treatment centers somewhere else. And yeah, it's been closed for years, and what has the state done with it? Nothing. The buildings just sit here empty. The grounds are being kept up, they're being maintained, so there's no danger of fire and, you know, problems like that. But so far, no big solid plan for development out here, turning this place into something else, and who knows what that would be. Here's an old boarded up building. This looks to be back in an area that probably did plant operations. In other words, electrical, plumbing, carpentry. Oh, there's weird machines in there. So these things probably helped keep up the place. Here's another view. I suppose some people would feel creeped out. I don't really. This place has a lot of history. And while some people think that, yeah, mental institutions and developmental centers are creepy, we have a need for them in this society. So I wonder where this is going. I did take a detour, just curious, looking at all these old buildings. Score on fall color. Look at that beautiful tree. There's a couple more behind it, and I'm finally getting my reds that I want. Beautiful red color. Okay. And what I'm looking at here is the back of the administration building. Well, this is the street that does not allow any motor vehicles on it, but this is where I walked up from, where I parked out on the main drag out there, which is Arnold Drive. Ah, fire department here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised they have their own fire department. There's the door to it. Office of Protective Services. There's the police department. Okay. So much history. Okay. Yeah, I can tell from here the brick building is the main entrance. It's the administration building for this old developmental center. So I see some children playing, and that gives me hope that they are tolerating people walking out here at least. Can't drive your car, but people like me want to explore and take a look at things. I'm really glad I saw that cemetery. Okay, here's the administration building. And this is what you would see in the old days if you drove up the main road down there and dead-ended right into that building. And of course you would make a right or left depending on where you were headed. But there you go. Very interesting old brick building, isn't it? And I do see another tree that's beautifully bloomed in red at this point. Right there. Okay. Just admiring what they've done to keep it up here. So this place doesn't look horrible. It's not like it's all overgrown or really messed up. There's another beautiful red tree. So there's a pair of them. There's a pretty tree. It has all the colors. Green, yellow, orange, and red. That's cool. Okay, folks, I am slowly working my way back to my vehicle. Gonna head home after this unplanned exploration. And now I'm definitely anxious to come back and go a little further around the property and back into the hills. But until then, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.